everything from me that I possibly had.
The next step for Gillespie, this decision today means he can now sue the state of Ohio for damages and compensation for his wrongful imprisonment. His lawyer told us today she expects that to be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. In Dayton, I'm John Bedell, News Center 7.
New at 11, a Northern Ohio family has filed a lawsuit against a school worker it claims made a fourth grader eat food from the trash.
It literally flipped my whole family upside down.
Latasha Williams said her daughter didn't like her waffles, so she threw it away. According to the complaint Williams filed, the school worker forced her to eat the waffles out of the garbage. Williams says her daughter got sick.
She doesn't act the same. She doesn't even want to go to school. She's forced.
It's terrible to think that a child who goes to school and feels safe may now never feel safe again at school.
The lawsuit asks for an undetermined amount of money and an admission of wrongdoing.
And now, your Storm Center 7 forecast with Chief Meteorologist McCall Vrydaghs.
So McCall, I heard, we've got some storms coming, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's winter snowstorms, but that's not the kind of weather you're tracking.
No, unfortunately, we're looking at more spring-like weather that's going to be happening, especially tomorrow night into early Saturday, and the timing is after midnight and before daybreak. So a lot of us are going to be sleeping when these storms come in, so you need a way to be awakened when those storms come in, not just by the thunder, but maybe your WHIO weather app or a weather radio. So here's what I'm looking at for the possibility of storms. For overnight tomorrow night, moderate threat for some strong to damaging wind gusts, and those will be winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. That is our main threat with these storms. But there's also a low-end threat for an isolated tornado to develop within a squall line of thunderstorms that may also at the same time be producing damaging wind gusts. And then some very heavy rain could lead to some localized flash flooding. And we'll be looking at all three of those parameters as I take you through the next couple of minutes. Right now in Miami Township, it is quiet for you tonight. Temperatures are sitting in the 50s now in the Dayton area, and winds are coming out of the south. So you can see already tapping into some warmer air that will continue to move on in, not only tonight, but throughout the day tomorrow. It's one of those days where we just continue to climb. There's no peak in the mid-afternoon hours and then a cool down for the evening. Our 24-hour temperature trend shows that we will climb from the 40s through the 50s. Areas that are already not in the 50s yet, you'll be there by early tomorrow morning, and then steadily into the upper 50s to around 60 degrees by the time we get close to midnight tomorrow night. What that does, it helps to create the instability. It creates the fuel for these storms to work with. So here's a map that's going to show what we talk about as meteorologists as CAPE. That's convective available potential energy. Basically the fuel for the thunderstorms to work with. Through 10 o'clock in the evening, where you see the reds and the orange and the yellows, they're getting really close to the Miami Valley. As we move past midnight, you can see some of that red pushing through. There's 2:30 a.m. and still having that chance around into the pre-dawn hours under Saturday. It's not a lot of storm fuel, but it's enough that it will help to create these storms. We also have some strong upper level winds that are going to create more instability and shear in the environment to allow storms to not only produce damaging wind gusts, but possibly rotate as well. So here's Futurecast through tonight. You can see a few isolated sporadic showers around, light drizzle, may even have some patchy dense fog early tomorrow morning. So check in with meteorologist Kirsty's on TV. That may slow you down on the roads initially for your Friday. Through the day Friday, we have off and on showers. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to get this nice band of some steady, heavy at times rainfall that comes through. Then there's a little break. That's actually a warm front that passes on by. We get a break, and then the cold front starts to move in. By 1 o'clock in the morning, we get a line of strong to severe storms. They'll move through, still with us through about 6:30 in the morning. Then we'll finally see those storms pulling away to the east. The actual cold front comes through, and the colder air is going to follow. May even have a few flurries by Saturday night. Wind gust potential. Notice through Friday, winds are picking up here. As those storms come in after midnight, may have some winds gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour. We'll keep those gusty winds in place all night long, and then Saturday, just adding on that, may have some winds up to 45, perhaps even a 50 mile an hour wind gust, and that's just the wind gust. Storms will be long over by then. So here's that 7-day forecast. We'll have some showers at times during the day Friday, storms overnight into the start of Saturday, and then a little cool down, but we're drier into the early part of next week. Molly?
Thanks, McCall. A proposed housing development in Yellow Springs is getting a lot of attention after comedian